Seared, sesame-crusted tuna. In answer to a request, posted. One of the best fishes around may be served in a stunning and straightforward manner like this. Ingredients. Black sesame seeds, 1/4 cup. White sesame seeds, 1/2 cup. For ahi tuna steaks, every 6 ounces and 1 inch thick. Freshly ground black pepper and salt. 2 teaspoons of canola oil or 2 tablespoons of grapeseed oil. Directions. Mix the 2 kinds of sesame seeds together in a small bowl. The tuna should be salted and peppered before being uniformly coated with sesame seeds. If using a non-stick skillet, heat the oil until it is smoking before adding the tuna and cooking it until the white sesame seeds below begin to turn golden, around 1 minute. The tuna should be carefully turned over and cooked for an additional minute. Slice the tuna into 1/4 inch thick pieces after transferring it to a chopping board. Serve right away. Sesame-crusted tuna. Tuna with a sesame crust has a crispy outside and a wonderfully rare inside. This quick and simple seared tuna meal will have your visitors impressed in no time. Serve with vegetables and steamed rice for a quick, wholesome supper that you'll enjoy. This sesame-crusted tuna recipe came up purely out of laziness, and I'm not afraid to admit it. One evening, I had no desire to prepare dinner. I believe it is reasonable to assume that we have all experienced this. I suddenly realized that I had some gorgeous ahi tuna steaks in the refrigerator that I was not ready to throw away. So was born this surprisingly simple seared tuna meal. To prepare this delectable dish, all you need is some fresh ahi tuna, soy sauce, sesame seeds, and frying oil. It simply takes a few minutes to sear the fish once your pan is blazing hot and you're ready to serve. Also delicious is this grilled tuna with sesame soy sauce. There are several ways to eat seared ahi tuna, but I usually serve it with a side of steamed rice and vegetables. It can be included in a salad, used as the main ingredient in fish tacos, or added to a sushi burrito. The next time you want to have a dinner that seems really elegant but is feeling sluggish, try this sesame-crusted tuna. Ingredients for tuna with sesame crust. There are just 4 ingredients required to prepare this mouth-watering tuna with a sesame crust. You probably already have 3 of them, so all you need to do is pick up a couple tuna steaks from the shop and start preparing your meal. Let's go through the straightforward items you'll need to make this recipe. A high-quality ahi tuna steak should be used. If you are searing them, they should be sushi grade. Make sure they are completely defrosted if they are frozen. Sesame seeds. You may use any variety of sesame seeds. Keep the color consistent or use a blend of sesame seeds in various colors for added color. Soy sauce. This gives the tuna a ton of flavor and aids in the adhesion of the sesame seeds. You are welcome to use tamari or coconut aminos in their place. Use cooking oil that can withstand high heat, such as canola. Canola oil is normally my go-to, but avocado oil might also be suitable. Recipe advice and modifications. Here are some of my greatest tips for making the tastiest tuna with sesame crust. You should cook your ahi tuna to 125 degrees Fahrenheit for medium rare. Check the internal temperature of the fish using a food thermometer while bearing in mind that it will continue to warm up a bit after you finish cooking it. Using a blistering hot pan to create a crispy outside without overcooking the interior is the secret to the greatest seared ahi tuna. On the tuna, you want a rare to medium rare cook. Any sesame seeds you have would do. I really like to use a mix of black and white sesame seeds for a very eye-catching display. Before coating the tuna, combine the sesame seeds with your preferred spices for more taste. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, thyme are a few excellent options. Choose fura cake for a more conventional Hawaiian dish. Before coating the tuna, try incorporating a tiny bit of sugar into the sesame seed mixture. High heat causes the sugar to caramelize, which will contribute to the outside of the ahi tuna taking on a very lovely golden hue. For a splash of color and a burst of flavor, garnish with lime wedges and a scattering of fresh cilantro. What to serve with tuna with sesame crust? A fresh and tangy dipping sauce that I make with soy sauce, sesame oil, rice vinegar, honey, ginger, garlic, and green onions goes great with this meal. I definitely recommend giving this a try. For specific measurements, see the recipe card below. Now, you're in luck if you're looking for mouth-watering sides to go with sesame-crusted tuna. This meal is quite adaptable and goes well with a range of sides. Usually, I try to keep the side dishes straightforward to let the tuna take center stage. Steamed rice, quinoa, sautéed vegetables, or a side salad are often my go-to sides. Ingredients: yellowfin or ahi tuna, 24 ounces, sushi grade. Sesame seeds, 4 tablespoons. 1/9 cup soy sauce. 1 tablespoon canola oil or other high-temperature oil. Instructions: with paper towels, pat the tuna steaks. Soy sauce should be applied to both sides of the tuna. In a dark-colored dish, tuna is coated with soy sauce. Tuna is thoroughly coated on both sides after being pressed into the sesame seeds. You can choose to cover the sides as well, but doing so would make cooking it a little more challenging, so I advise coating only the top and bottom. A cast iron skillet should be heated to a very high temperature. When the pan is heated, add the oil and immediately stir. When the sesame seeds are golden brown, add the tuna and continue to fry for another 45 to 60 seconds. Flip it carefully over, then continue for approximately a minute on the other side. Serving suggestion: I like to accompany this with a light, zingy dipping sauce. A 1/4 cup low-sodium soy sauce is mixed with 1 tablespoon rice vinegar, 1 tablespoon sesame oil, 2 teaspoons honey, and 1 tablespoon each of chopped ginger, garlic, and green onion. Keep chilled until you're ready to serve. How to sear ahi tuna. It's about time you treated yourself to one of the world's leanest, tastiest sources of protein if you've never enjoyed the taste of a seared ahi tuna steak. Big eye or yellowfin tuna, which are indigenous to tropical and subtropical waters, are referred to as ahi in Hawaiian. Ahi is frequently consumed raw or rare due to its steak-like texture. It is not flaky like salmon or cod. It is best seasoned with basic ingredients so as not to overpower its flavor because it readily absorbs the flavors of any marinade. In this dish, we utilize Chinese 5-spice seasoning to further enhance the flavor of the ahi tuna steak. Searing ahi tuna steak produces a light crust that contrasts the meaty core. Ingredients: 5-spice seasoning, 1 teaspoon, also known as Chinese 5-spice mixture. 1 dash of sea salt, or Himalayan salt. Uncooked 6 ounces ahi tuna. Frying pan non-stick coating. Instructions: set the grill or the broiler on high. Salt and 5-spice seasoning should be mixed thoroughly together in a small basin. Season the ahi on the outside and inside. Spray a grill or broiler pan very lightly. Ahi should be seared for 2 minutes per side, or until the desired doneness. Get rid of the heat. Tuna should be cut at an angle. Serve with extra virgin olive oil and lemon juice dressing over mixed greens. Teppanyaki tuna sushi roll. Any dish including vinegared rice, also known as sushi rice, together with additional items like fish and vegetables is considered sushi. A sushi roll is created by rolling sushi rice that has been coated in nori, seaweed. Hosomaki or sushi rolls are straightforward yet well-liked in Japan. Host and make both mean roll and thin. Because there are also thick rolls, known as futomaki, we say thin. Traditional Edo-style sushi rolls, or hosomaki, often include just one major component and are frequently wrapped with nori on the exterior due to the simplicity of the ingredients and cooking method. Hosomaki works well in both home and restaurant cooking. Teppanyaki, tuna rolls, and kappamaki are the 2 hosomaki that are most popular, cucumber rolls. Teppanyaki uses raw tuna, which contrasts beautifully with the white rice's white tint. This hue is allegedly the source of the term teka, which means hot iron. For each roll, a small amount of fish is sufficient. Hosomaki are ideal for practice before moving on to sushi rolls like California rolls and dragon rolls, since they are considerably simpler to roll than thick sushi rolls. You might need to practice rolling a few times, but you'll get the hang of it. We advise you to prepare additional rice and fillings so you can play around and enjoy preparing them. Ingredients. For nori sheets. 4 ounces of tuna, fit for sushi. 6 cups of cooked sushi rice. Wasabi with soy sauce for serving. Actions to take. Assemble the components. For x 7.5-inch nori should be cut in half. Slice tuna into long, thin sticks that are 7.5 inches long and half an inch thick. To roll the bamboo sushi mat away from you, place it flat on a work surface, with the bamboo slats arranged from left to right. A nori sheet should be placed on top of the bamboo mat, makisu, with one of the long edges of the seaweed close to the mat's front edge, the edge near you. On top of the nori sheet, spread roughly 3/4 cup of sushi rice. Stack the tuna and rice horizontally. The bamboo mat should be rolled up while pressing forward to cylinder form the sushi. The sushi mat should be used to help you roll from one end of the mat to the other. Rolls should be tightened like roll cakes, with the bamboo mat being pulled tightly and firmly pressed. Take the roll off the mat. Continue until all rolls are completed. Before cutting sushi, clean a knife with a damp towel. Roll the sushi and cut it into bite-sized pieces. Serve immediately with wasabi and soy sauce. Kampot pepper, seared ahi tuna. For a few reasons, kampot pepper seared ahi tuna is very exceptional. The kampot pepper, which is robust and delicious, comes from the Pepper Project, and the cooking method is really quick and easy. Midway through reading about kampot pepper on Blue Kitchen, I placed an order for a bundle of it from the Pepper Project. One of my favorite small companies is Pepper Project, therefore I'm trying to encourage you to get some pepper as well. Thai pepper. This pepper, which was first found by Chinese travelers in the 12th century, is grown in the province of Kampot in Cambodia. Food enthusiasts hold this pepper in high respect and consider it to be the best gourmet pepper available. The certified organic Kampot pepper is highly fragrant, spicy, robust, vibrant, and tasty. The Pepper Project, what is it? A non-profit organization called the Pepper Project is dedicated to bringing pepper from Cambodia to the United States. The whole net profit from the sale of these goods goes to groups that help street children, handicapped children, and sex trafficking victims, as well as a fair trade for farmers. Ahi tuna pepper seared recipe. This procedure is quick and easy. A clean work surface should be used for the ahi tuna fillet. Salt all of the sides with a little sprinkling. Pepper should be liberally sprinkled on all sides. Use a neutral oil with a high burning point, such as grapeseed, to lightly coat a pan. Heat the pan in a high setting. The ahi should be added to a very hot skillet and seared on both sides until just cooked through, about 1/8 inch. It won't take more than a minute to do this. Slice it, then serve it after letting it cool somewhat in the pan. Ingredients. For sushi grade, 4-ounce fillets of ahi tuna. Salt. 2 to 3 teaspoons of finely powdered black pepper, ideally kampot. Pan oil made from grapeseed. Instructions. On a clean, dry plate or cutting board, arrange the quantity of ahi fillets you will be serving. You may slice each fillet into 2 to 3 long, rectangular pieces, for a somewhat better plate presentation. Sea salt should be lightly sprinkled on both sides, and then the top and bottom surfaces of the fillets should be covered with freshly ground black pepper. The coating of pepper should be thick yet generous. Place a large sauté pan over high heat and coat it with grapeseed oil. When the pan is extremely hot, add the ahi and sear it for 1 minute or less on each side, until it is very little cooked through on each side, approximately 1/8 inch. Wait for the sizzle, If there isn't a sizzling sound when the tuna touches the pan isn't hot enough. Place each slice of the pepper-seared tuna on a large platter after removing it from the skillet. Slice them up very thinly and serve them when they've had a chance to cool down a bit. Easy grilled tuna. A delicious and simple way to cook tuna that truly brings out its flavor. 2 ingredients total. Excellent for newcomers and bachelors. Ingredients: 2 tuna steaks, every 6 ounces, and about 1 inch thick. 1 cup of Italian salad dressing. Directions: tuna steaks should be coated on both sides with Italian dressing and then marinated for 20 minutes in the fridge. Set the temperature of the outside grill to medium-high and gently oil the grates. Grill the tuna for approximately 5 minutes on each side, or until the color lightens, but the center still has a thin line of pink. Seared tuna. Just 4 ingredients and a few minutes are needed to make this seared ahi tuna steak dish. See our whole collection of fish recipes for additional ideas on fish feasts. Ingredients: 2 steaks of ahi tuna, each 5 to 6 ounces and about 1 inch thick. Olive oil, 2 tablespoons. Halal salt. Granulated black pepper. Creating it. Pat fish dry after rinsing. Rub steaks with olive oil on all sides, then season with salt and pepper. Over high heat, preheat a large nonstick frying pan. Add the tuna and cook it for 4 to 6 minutes total, flipping it once, until it is pink in the middle but opaque on both sides. Serve steaks right after placing them on plates. Pan-grilled tuna. The success of this meal rests on 3 factors despite its ease of preparation. First, use a cast iron grill pan that has been well seasoned. Second, use tuna steaks of the highest caliber. And third, keep an eye on the pan at all times to prevent the fish from becoming overcooked. Small city kitchens typically lack storage space, but I make a place for a square cast iron grill pan that I use exclusively to cook fish and do it frequently enough to give it a unique status. Cast iron's porous surface makes it unsuitable for cooking other meals since it can absorb part of the taste of fish. The majority of frying and grill pans cost less than $30 and may last a lifetime, making cast iron cookware affordable. When sliced and used to substitute canned tuna in an otherwise conventional salade niçoise, pan-grilled tuna steaks are a simple and quick weeknight meal that is special enough for company. This technique may be used to prepare fresh swordfish, salmon, halibut, and any other fish that resembles steak. Remember to quickly brush cast iron and dry it after cleaning to preserve the seasoned surface, which may make a cast iron pan as non-stick as Teflon, minus the chemicals. Ingredients: fresh tuna steaks weighing 1 pound, cut into pieces no smaller than 2 inches broad if the steaks are quite large and approximately 1.5 inches thick. Extra virgin olive oil, 1 tablespoon. Salt. Black pepper, freshly ground. Directions: put a well-seasoned cast iron grill pan with the handle pointing outward from the stove on the front burner. Put a flame-resistant potholder on the handle as a reminder that the handle will also heat up as the pan does, and that the potholder will prevent burns. Place the pan over extremely high heat for 1 to 2 minutes, until it is flaming hot, without adding any oil. Use your hands to gently coat the fish on both sides after drizzling it with olive oil. The steak should be moist yet still glistened from the oil. Add a sprinkle of salt and several grinds of black pepper on both sides. Place the tuna steaks on the grill pan when it is really hot. A pleasant sizzling sound will be heard. Reduce the heat to medium-high. You won't see a change in the cooking right away since cast iron will hold the high heat. Give the steaks 2 minutes to rest unattended. You'll start to notice the surface of the fish changing color as it cooks, while the rest of it stays red. Using tongs or a spatula, flip each steak after 2 minutes while maintaining medium-high heat. Give the steaks 1 more minute to fry. As the center of each piece of fish turns less red, you can watch it cook. Either after a minute has passed or when the center redness reaches the appropriate level of doneness, remove the steaks from the pan. However, 1 minute of cooking, for a total of 3 minutes of cooking, should result in an excellent, browned exterior and a rare inside. While the fish can be served right away, it can also wait for a few minutes to reach room temperature. If the fish is going to be part of the main course salad, this may be preferred.